Now to the women's 5,000 metre final. If this race is half as good as the men's from yesterday, with Ivanovski blasting from the start, we're in for an absolute treat. And the athlete I'm fascinated to see is Kimberly Chinfat, born in Trinidad, represented Canada until this May and smashed the Luxembourg national record. Watch out for Mazina, bronze back in 2017. There's Stanisic, Ijona of Kosovo, Ishalotti of San Marino, 173 high jump. Sargstan, she was second in the B race at the 8. Yusupova won the B race of that 800 metres. Looks like Tamzin Manu, a recreation from 2008. Cernat of Moldova. Carver. Dokrivovic. Holbein Scott here, second in the steeplechase yesterday in a national record. Now, Kimberly Chinfat, one to watch, the second fastest Luxembourg athlete in history, a representative of Canada until May this year. Popasova is a 2:35 marathon runner and a national champion over the 5,000. And it was marathon runner Ivanovski who stormed to the front of the 5,000 metres for men yesterday and did a number on everybody. So 12.5 laps of the track. Watch for the Luxembourg athlete, Kimberly Chinfat. They are underway, and maybe that little smattering of rain about 15 minutes or so ago may have just taken a little bit of the mugginess out of the air. Hopefully plenty of water laid on by the organisers. And Chinfat has gone straight to the front. She ran 15:50 in Brussels on May the 24th. Now, I know Alex Seftel is a big man for the records. She's just having a really look across. In fact, I thought she looked so relaxed, Chinfat leading. I thought she was just going to run into lane 4. Camera's focusing in on the Georgian bringing up the rear. Now, Daniela Kaber has the national record for Luxembourg with 15:42. That has stood since 1986. And Chinfat was only 8 seconds off that. I'm not suggesting she's going to do it on a muggy evening in Slovenia. Oh, failure there for the Icelandic woman in the foreground on the high jump. We'll get back to that. But Chinfat, no doubt, has that national record that stood since 86 in her sights at some stage. I think she's been a great recruit for the Luxembourg team from Canada.
Absolutely, yes. And that record by Kaber, as you mentioned, who was 7th in the 1988 Olympic Marathon in Seoul. She was a 3-time Luxembourgish Sportswoman of the Year. So just tells you the sort of pedigree that it carries. But we've seen plenty of Luxembourg records over the last decade. It's been the story of the last couple of years, right from Van der Weyken to Arendt that we were commenting on, Rausch and Hoffman as well. So yeah, Chinfat, she's 37 years of age, but yeah, coming into good form. And I think, to be honest, maybe she was just glancing over just to soak up the energy of getting the chance to represent Luxembourg, and whether it is her contingent that was cheering on or just the crowd, the energy brought by the Icelandic team that we know that are full of it, really. So she was just enjoying that element. Having said that, she's now in a bit more of a serious mode because she's got Kolbeinsdottir, the Icelandic athlete, for company.
She has, and Kolbeinsdottir ran that excellent national record yesterday. It looks as though she's running really smoothly here. Good road runner, 65th in the Europeans. And she's quite happy just to tag along the back of this pace set by Kimberly Chinfat. Moldovans well represented. Cernat, national champion the last couple of years. Possibly just beginning to drift backwards, but this could be a wonderful jewel in the sun, this one, couldn't it?
Oh, absolutely. And really, it should be a celebration, a promotion in theory, even if Luxembourg's isn't wrapped up. I was looking and saw that, okay, so there's 6 events yet to be fully finalised. Iceland could afford to non-score in 3 of them. They could afford 3 disqualifications. I'm sure that's not going to happen. Luxembourg at the moment look to have a 32-point gap. So, yes, real comfort. This is really about this individual duel. And, yeah, it's been a few occasions where we've had 2 athletes in a class of their own at the very front. And I don't think anyone's putting on a risky strategy necessarily that might tire them out. As we've said, these are both 2 quality runners hoping for a decent time, hoping for something maybe sub 16 or around that kind of mark. We'll see whether this is going to be the occasion for Chinfat. She's going to have to be putting in a lot of hard work if she's going to break that national record. But Kolbeinsdottir is a good athlete to have for company.
She is, and another very good athlete to have on your team for any high jump competition is Marija Vukovic, an ever-present for Montenegro, all the way back to 2009, the same year Blanka Blasic involved in that classic high jump world champs. Okay, not to be a first-time clearance at 88.
Over to the javelin then, and this is the Luxembourg athlete Max Wagner. Now moving into the second round, so finds himself in 10th place. And just looking, Mardare leading at the end of the first round with 78.24, 4 metres ahead of Sindri Hrafn Gudmundsson of Iceland. So yet another occasion where Iceland are in the top 2, and they've still got one of their best athletes, Clinton, coming up in the steeplechase, Clint Anderson, I should say. So another victory on the cards for them as well.
Yes, I thought he ran really well in the 1500 yesterday for 3:55. Anyway, his teammate Kolbeinsdottir is doing her level best to stay hot on the heels of Kimberly Chinfat. Interesting, a couple of laps ago when you were talking, I watched Kolbeinsdottir move across and take a drink, where Chinfat had her eyes focused forwards, which is not what she's doing in the home straight. I wonder, because she's only just converted to Luxembourg, I wonder whether she's encountered an atmosphere as patriotic and exciting as this before, and maybe she is just glancing across to savour every second of it, Alex.
Yeah, that's what I wondered. And you've got the similar situation to Moreno late in career. She's 37 years of age and is just trying to summon everything she can from track and field.
Right, come on. Vukovic, 188 for breakfast. Ooh, had the height, and that's why she's annoyed. It was there. It was very much there for the Montenegrin, looking for her 5th team title. Taken these in 15, 17, 19 and 21. Arvia, North Macedonia, who starts off the second half of this triple jump final, coming through in 8th. 14-11 in the first round. No, didn't like it, ran through. Just to clarify, Mamadov's leading with 16.31 from the second round. Hovakimyan of Armenia is second with a 16.12, and it's Gulalauri of Georgia in third. So one Armenian in second place in the men's triple. How's his teammate doing here in the jab?
Vahan Manukyan in 12th. So needs an improvement if he's to continue past the third round. You can see he's carrying some strapping on his elbow though, but that's not unusual for a javelin thrower. And also wearing the support around his waist. A similar story with that, but yeah, in 12th place at the moment, and that would guarantee 4 points, I reckon, because there are 15 athletes involved in this javelin.
How many times has Marija Vukovic been in this position, just contemplating the 188 that she knows she is more than capable of? Now, Kolbeinsdottir has done a fantastic job here, Alex, of sticking with the pace of Luxembourg's new recruit, and they're already beginning to lap 1 or 2 of the back markers. all credit there to Stanisic, national champion over 10,000 metres, has clearly got an injury but is determined to carry on for Montenegro, checking her watch. I wonder whether the Icelandic woman, oh, look at the smiles. She's absolutely loving it. The longer this race goes on and the longer it takes for Chinfat to open up a gap, I reckon Kolbeins-Dottir might fancy this.
I mean, it is just fascinating, and really only the athletes know what their strategies are going to be. I think Kolbeins-Dottir is going to hang on to Chinfat for as long as possible.
Well, Chinfat leading in the women's 5,000 metres. Meanwhile, compatriot Louis Muller in the shades, in 6th, round 4, men's triple. No. Just double checking there's no niggle there. Nope. I wasn't sure whether that right Achilles may have just landed a little awkwardly. I don't think so. I think that was just him running through. No, just didn't like it. Free from desire.
I was wondering if you'd mention it.
Well, how could I not? Resurrected by Scotland's football team. So, Vukovic. Come on, she says. Come on. 197 at her best. The ever-present member of the Montenegrin team. Top 8 in the European indoors. Still going well at the age of 33. An absolutely talismanic figure. A lot going on around the stadium. The 5,000 gearing up for a finish with Chinfat and Kolbeins-Dottir. Got to block it all out. Men's javelin going on. Needs to block that out. Men's triple jump needs to block that out. Come on, this time. This time. Oh, that's so disappointing because she absolutely had the height. I thought she'd got that, to be honest, Alex. But for the 5th time in her career, Vukovic takes a European Team Championship title, Division 3, to go alongside her victories in 15, 17, 19 and 21.
Yeah, fantastic to see that record upheld. Gudmundsson, oh, I think that's just over the line, is it? In terms of his body, yes. Really tough, isn't it? You build up that speed down the runway, you try and transfer that energy, push all the way through the implement, but you've got to come to a dead stop when you block at that line. Sometimes it comes up fast. Some athletes you see really don't attack it, particularly in the decathlon and heptathlon.
Kolindo Kiri. Great card so far. He's trying to harness the atmosphere of the crowd. He's a 15-metre jumper and has proved it in this competition with a well-timed season's best. Very close to his lifetime best, actually. 3rd is Gulalauri at 15.83. This would take something. Well, it's there or thereabouts, isn't it? High 14s. Real bounce in the stride of the man who had that PB back in May 21. Heats of the European Juniors a couple of years ago. Yeah, 14.85, it's a decent jump. Needs to sort out his runner. Gulalauri getting himself ready. Now that angle tells us that Kolbeins-Dottir has been dropped. We'll get to that in just a moment. I just saw Chinfat running on her own in that 5,000 metres. So let's see what Gulalauri can produce. Yes, she's been dropped. I wonder if she's limping a fraction. She's just going through shot on the left, and actually it looks like Yusupova is running well for Azerbaijan. Meanwhile, let's focus our attention on Gulalauri. Silver medalist in 17 in the long jump and in the triple in 21. And it looks like he's giving himself an opportunity to finish on the podium in the team champs again here in 25. Not with that effort. Right, great work from the director. The gap has been found. I had wondered whether Kolbeins-Dottir would follow up that national record in the steeple yesterday, finishing second, by putting the former Canadian under pressure. But maybe she's starting to feel the effects of the efforts from yesterday and the heat this afternoon. And Kolbeins-Dottir reaching for the drinks, rocking and rolling just a fraction in this 5,000 metres. She has been broken. A game effort to stay with chin fat, but she has become detached from the pre-race favourite and will now need to work hard to hang on to second place. 2 laps to go for chin fat, and now she can really afford to celebrate and enjoy the occasion. And at last, Alex, a little bit of shade round the track, although on this side Kolbeins-Dottir is still contesting with the sunshine. I think she knows this has been a great couple of days for her and for Iceland. She did her best to stay with chin fat, but the wheels have come off a little bit here.
Yeah, for sure. It's still going to be a fairly decent time for chin fat. It's still going to be around the personal best of Kolbeins-Dottir, around that mid 60-minute range, because she came through the last split 4,000 metres just over 13 minutes. So you'd imagine around 16:30. Let's see how she does and how much she really wants a good time here. And maybe she just wants to soak up the experience, as we were saying. I think it's so rare, actually, Rob, that you see the top 2 athletes really looking over, maybe relishing coming past this straight every single time and hearing that boost of the crowd and giving them that extra refuel.
I know, I've really enjoyed seeing that, to be honest. It's been great. Kimberly Chinfat takes the bell in the women's 5,000 metres. It's the European Athletics Team Champs Division 3 here in Maribor. They have provided a wonderful backdrop to the drama, and Kolbeins-Dottir did a wonderful job of trying to keep this a 2-horse race. She looks over to the Icelandic teammates in the crowd. They're all getting ready to celebrate. Not only a good run from her as she comes round for the bell, but also a brilliant team performance that will see them straight back to Division 2 after being relegated in Poland 2 years ago. But she is absolutely shattered. There's no disgrace in a second successive runner-up spot, because she's losing out today to Kimberly Chinfat, who is a new recruit, born in Trinidad, represented Canada until May this year. That's the winner of the B race in the 800 metres, Yusupova of Azerbaijan. She's in 3rd. But Chinfat has been cleared to represent Luxembourg as of May this year, and the following month she takes a team title in Division 3 for her adopted nation. Kimberly Chinfat inside 16.5 minutes. So tired, but so classy. And I'm sure the fatigue will break into a smile. She pulled away from Kolbeins-Dottir, who made a game bid to stay with her. But it's another second place finish for the Icelandic national record holder, who can now afford to smile as she drives for the line, coming home inside 17 minutes. The Iceland charge continues, but I think Luxembourg have found a new star in Kimberly Chinfat, and this is Cernat, and the Moldovan going well here, producing a good pace. National champion over the last 2 years, really putting on a sprint for the line, veering out into lane 2, maybe just allowing room for some back markers. Yes, indeed, it's the Montenegrin who's clearly injured, Stanisic. What a finish by the Moldovan. Massive PB, by the way, massive PB. Never gone inside 18 minutes before, and she's gone 17 3/4. So a wonderful win for Kimberly Chinfat. Andorra and North Macedonia coming towards the line. Second place for Kolbeins-Dottir. Third for Cernat, but still standing and still cheering everybody else on. Kimberly Chinfat, excellent win.
Yeah, fantastic for Chinfat, and you have to consider that she did a lot of it on her own. Even if she had Kolbeinsdottir for company, she was still the one at the very front of the race, as we see athletes still finishing in good positions here. This is the Maltese athlete Lisa Bazina, another of those performing really well into her 40s, and yeah, the range of athletes has just been extraordinary here. But get this, Iceland in second place. I can't believe this, but I just counted it up. Iceland, Rob, have been on the top two on 19 different occasions now.
Hello, I'm Leonardo Fabri, and you must subscribe to the European Athletics channel, because otherwise I'm gonna fight you.